So over the last 11 years, I've discussed pretty much every Disney animation from my childhood that I loved. But there is one that I just suddenly realised I've never discussed. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, and that's The Sword in the Stone from 1963. Now, what's very odd about this film, or rather about the way in which I perceive it, is that I'm terrified of this film. There are so many things in this that are so creepy. But as a child, I watched it quite frequently, and I think that's because of my penchant for magic. I loved any film where there is magic. So for that, it really drew me in. I hadn't heard of the characters. I didn't know who Merlin was. So for me, it took a long time to learn about what this is based on. Obviously, in hindsight, it was probably my first introduction to Merlin and kind of this aspect of legends and mythology. But in case you haven't seen it, I will read the description from IMDb. It says, a poor boy named Arthur learns the power of love, kindness, knowledge and bravery with the help of a wizard called Merlin in the path to become one of the most beloved kings in English history. To be honest, I don't know if I ever perceived half of that when I was watching it as a child. Was he on the path to become a king in English history? I wouldn't have figured that out, I don't think, at that age. But certainly, looking back, it's a really nice, fun way of looking at that story. And it did obviously give me an introduction to the legend of the Sword in the Stone. What I think is odd about this is that it does really scare me. So we have some brilliant animation quality that I absolutely love. This is, to me, quintessential nostalgic Disney animation. The animation style is absolutely beautiful. And it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside when I watch it. And I do watch it occasionally, or at least clips of it. I love the fact that Arthur is called Walt. I think that's such a fun name. And Merlin as a character with his portrayal is certainly very interesting. You can tell he's certainly very charismatic and different and very interesting. The narrative itself, I think, is portrayed very nicely, but we obviously meet some characters along the way who have been put in for the purpose of the film rather than being part of the genuine legend. But there is one character who I could really, really do without, and I would love to do without her, and that's Madam Mim. I'm terrified of Madam Mim. I don't know if I'm more scared of her when she's being the dragon or when she's being the squirrel, because there's something very deceptive about her being the squirrel, and I really do not like her at all. Even as an adult, she really terrifies me. The visual quality, absolutely fantastic. I really love Archimedes the owl. The soundtrack for this is beautiful. It's just a glorious, fun film, but it is terrifying, and it really does terrify me. Even as an adult, it's just so creepy. If you haven't seen it, and you are roughly my age or older, I'm sorry that this was not part of your childhood, but I definitely recommend it now. I don't know if it's a film that the younger generations are watching much, because it's not really hailed as a big Disney classic. You know, if you go into the Disney store, it's very rare that you'll find a Sword in the Stone mug or plush toy or, you know, anything like that. It's not really marketed as much, which I think is a shame, because it is glorious but terrifying. It's got 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, which is completely understandable, and it was nominated for an Oscar. It was nominated for the Best Music, which I completely understand because it is fabulous. Unfortunately, it didn't win, but that's not exactly a problem, because you just need to watch the film to kind of know how great it is. It's, the competition that it had was, well, I don't know, it had a pretty tough competition, but the winner I thought wasn't the one that I thought would have won did not. So it was up against Sundays and Cibolet, Bye Bye Birdie, which I would have thought would have won, A New Kind of Love, and Irma La Douche, which I've not heard of, but, you know, what you gonna do? It's still a lovely film. If you haven't seen it and you're a Disney fan, definitely check it out. If you like animation, you'll love it. If you're not really a fan of Disney or animation, I'm not going to say that it's going to be a mind-blowing film that will change your opinion on the genres. But certainly I think it's one that every child can watch and benefit from and thoroughly enjoy. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, a perfect length for a child-friendly film. I say child-friendly, I'm still emotionally scarred by Madam Mim. I think you'll love it. Let me know any happy memories you have of this film, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.